You're listening to Amazing Radio. This is Amazing Afternoons. I'm delighted to say that William Blackaby is on the line. Blackaby, as the artist is known. Will, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, I'm sitting by my garden. It's very nice.
Yeah. Is it warm down there where you are? It's very
Yeah,
foggy. It's foggy up here in the northeast today. We've had thick fog for the last couple of days. It's still warm though. It's like Japan.
yeah, it's muggy and hot, and I love it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right then. That's good. You're on the line because you've provided us with a beautiful session, 3 tracks, including a couple from that new EP, which we've been playing singles from as well. Let's talk about the EP then. It only came out about a week ago or so, wasn't it? At the end of August, it dropped officially, and it's brilliant. I think it's a great mark in the sand as to where you are now as an artist. We've seen you evolve the last couple of EPs, and yeah, you must be quite proud of it.
Yeah, definitely. I've been chipping away at it with a guy called Ben Andrews who produced it, and yeah, chipping away over lockdown and beyond. We thought we'd bash it out quickly, but it took us a couple. We just kept adding to the pile, and then yeah, we've got a whole load more tracks to come straight away afterwards. So we've got a load of recordings done. But these were the first ones we thought, yeah, and they all seemed to sort of tie together.
So, if you started during lockdown, I guess it was a case of sending each other stuff, or were you able to get together? And what's the current situation between you two?
I can't actually remember. We did manage to get into the studio. It must have been later on in we met on tour just before it all kicked off, and then I think we must have gone quiet for a bit, but then decided to get together and make a record. So
Yeah,
it
and
must have been 2021 or something. Yeah, when things
yeah.
were busy.
I mean, those couple of years, the COVID years, they just kind of blended into one now, don't they? When you think
Yeah, I
back,
have
and
no
it's like,
idea.
yeah, they didn't exist.
It happened, and somehow we managed to get these songs done. So yeah,
Is
finally.
there? Yeah, I was going to say, Will, is there any kind of influence behind the record? You know, be it musical or influence in terms of experience or anything like that? Is there a theme, or is it just more of a collection of tracks?
I found well, there was a piano in the studio, and I'd never really put much piano on tracks before, so I that was a big change, I suppose, just trying to come at it from that angle, and enjoyed, yeah, sort of having that element to the songs. But yeah, it's just I don't think there's any other like crazy new influences that have come in. Just a continuation really. And lyrically, I found myself writing about sort of my church upbringing, which was like, something I didn't think about for a long time, but just came to my mind when I was writing these songs. So most of them are about that, to be honest.
Okay. Are you someone who enters an environment like the studio you touched upon, and then you said you found that there was a piano there, and then maybe the songs evolved a little bit because of that. Are you someone who enjoys that environment and will embrace technology and ideas of analog equipment and things like that?
I love it being around, but I like someone else to press the buttons, to be honest. Yeah, but I love being exposed to things like that, and it excites me. But yeah, I'll let someone else do the nerdy bit because I'm not clever enough.
That's good. Where was the studio where you recorded it?
In King's Cross, because yeah, it's a little place in King's Cross
Cool.
that we did.
Cool, cool, cool. We're going to have the session in a few moments, but you've got a couple of gigs still to play this year. In fact, you've got one coming up, haven't you, in London? Is that right?
Yeah, there's one I'm opening for a band called Green Gardens at the Shackwell Arms. There's a couple of tours that haven't been announced yet. I'm not sure if I
Okay.
can say
So we'll
them,
keep
but
our eyes peeled for that then.
I think I'm
Yeah.
going to be doing some more shows towards the end of the year. Yeah, hopefully.
And what's the setup like for you at the moment?
Um, I've got a great band, but people get busy. So at the moment, I've been doing it with acoustic guitar and using a kick and a snare,
Mm-hmm.
but using them with kick pedals. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of gives that, yeah, it kind of sounds like there's a drum kit, you know, going on, kick and
Yeah.
snare. So it gives it that extra bit of weight, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, I've spoke to a few people in recent weeks, Will, and they've said that it's quite hard to get a band on the road, to get your ideas across and the sound across. And, being a musician in 2023 is hard, and it's a financial decision, but often it pushes you to make a braver decision of being exposed and being up there by yourself, and maybe your sound changes a little bit because of circumstance.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, totally right. I think a lot of artists I speak to, and myself included, sort of they want to make their set exist in several different ways. So it's important that it can work as a solo, because it's if the fee is not enough to get a band with you, then you want to be able to accept the gig. So but then you could try and make it work as a duo or a 3-piece, or or 7 of you, if there is, you can afford it, and or you're doing favors for your friends so they can come and play for you. But then there's the time of rehearsing and getting everyone together, and doing WhatsApp polls and all the rest of it. So I mean, I've been enjoying just sort of like accepting gigs and saying it'll be just me though, with a kick and a snare drum. I hope that's okay.
Well, if the session's anything to go on, then I think it would be completely fine, because it's totally mesmerizing. I think it's really good. You did 3 tracks: Hairstyle, Teenage Puberty, and a track called Power to Give, which I don't think I've heard before.
Yeah, that's brand new, basically. I just wrote it the other day, and I thought I'd slip it in, sort of test the water with it on you. I hope that's okay.
It's completely fine. It sounds incredible. I can't really play it.
I actually sort of took because I said about the sort of church upbringing. I extracted myself from that world in my long time ago, but for some reason those thoughts and those the memories of that sort of became a big part of these songs I've been writing, and that this was another one. And I actually I confess that I stole the sort of a little bit of a melody from a very, very old worship song. Okay. Almost like some sort of therapy.
Well, I was just about to say, Will, because I mean, we as musicians, we're quite lucky in a way that we have this form of expression, really, and you end up processing things, and art is an expression ultimately, and it sounds like you're doing it with these thoughts and this process.
Well, yeah, and I found the songs come easily because it's just you've got a lot to draw upon. So yeah, I've enjoyed writing songs about that. But I think I'm now having a bit of I seem to be writing a lot at the moment. It seems to be songs are coming out quite a lot, and they're very much not about that. So maybe that wave has happened, and I feel like I want to write really light-hearted stuff now. So.
That's good. It's good, and it's organic, isn't it? And that's good. Good place to be. Good mindset as well. Yeah. Will, I couldn't have you on the day after the Mercury Music Prize without mentioning it, because we've been speaking about it for weeks, and it's a very hot topic in the music industry. But I want to know, as someone who's quite active as an artist right now, and you'll be touring and releasing more music this year, hopefully. But what do you think of the Mercury Music Prize? Does it still resonate with artists like yourself? Do you think if you were ever nominated, you would feel the kudos of it? Or do you think it's a little bit outdated? And do you think some of the people on the shortlist are undeserving almost?
I have no idea who's on the list. I really don't. But if it was me, I'd be over the moon. Yeah.
But that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting that you feel a little bit not maybe alienated by the list. I mean, you had everyone on there. I mean, you had the likes of Fred again is on there. Arctic Monkeys is on there. Ezra Collective won it, who are a jazz act from London, which was good to see, to be honest. Yeah. But it doesn't. Do you think that maybe this should be something similar, or maybe their remit should be to help more independent artists? It certainly feels that way. And I know the prize fund has barely moved in the 30 years it's been in existence. I think it's still around £20,000 or £25,000, which was the original prize money the first year. And it's still the same now. Yeah. But then I was going to say, well, and if it was, say, Arctic Monkeys won, I mean, what does that? I mean, they didn't, but they've been nominated, and they probably could do again, get nominated. If someone was like that to win, and even the fact that they've taken a position as a nominated album, it feels like a little missed opportunity for me for the music industry in terms of exposing an independent artist or championing an independent artist. And certainly 25 grand to a band like that would be a drop in the ocean, wouldn't it?
It really would. I mean, yeah, it would be a bit of an eye roll if a band like that won, wouldn't it? You know, just be like, okay, nothing's changed. You know, as in this is nothing's happened here.
yeah, exactly.
But you know, you can't deny a great album. I've not listened to their latest album, but I'm assuming it's really good. And so, but I don't really know the ethos of the Mercury Prize. Is it to champion up and coming stuff, or is it in that case that maybe big bands shouldn't sort of be entered?
Well, I think the remit is to celebrate the best British albums of the previous year. But I just feel because of its profile, it should maybe shine a spotlight maybe on non-household names. Maybe.
Yeah, that's grand to a smaller artist would be absolutely game changing, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Would totally free you up to at least do it full time for a year and a bit or whatever, you know. So
a couple of albums, yeah. Sure. So, well, I'm glad it went to a band that it sounds like will go out of it. Yeah,
the Ezra Collective are great. They're a great UK jazz band, and they came out of like a youth project as well. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, enough about that.
I imagine like whoever's judging, they're probably thinking a bit like you and me, aren't they? So that I'm sure they're swayed by those thoughts, and you know, I'd be surprised if Arctic Monkeys won it at this point. You know, like I'd feel a bit disappointed by whoever was judging.
Yeah,
but then it's tough, isn't it? Because if it truly is the best album in their opinion, you've just got to, and they're in the competition, you've got to, I suppose. It's tricky. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a judge.
Yeah, not yet. Anyway, we'll see about.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You watch this space.
Right, Will. We're going to hear your session now here on Amazing Radio. Thanks once again for providing it. This will get played for eternity here, as well as your singles have done to date, Will. Thanks once again, and thanks for joining us here on Amazing Radio.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks, Frankie. Cheers.
Did we smile together? I wasn't looking straight. I had one eye on the TV while you said the things you hate, and I didn't seem to be able to say a single word. Everything you said only made sense. I grieved the bedside, and there's a sweet taste in my mouth, and it is a little bit too sweet. And I know you love the cold, and I know you hate the heat. We're doing our best, I guess that much is true. But like Travis Driftwood on the menu, I'll drift away from you. Will you savor the taste I'll save for mine? It's popping on your tongue. And Andrew wants her desperately, but he also wants to run. And it's not a disaster, we're just not having any fun. It sometimes seems so serious, and the pressure weighs a ton. In the photo there are smiles, but the eyes aren't always straight. A telling glance you cannot hide as you try to take the weight. And the president is old, and the prime minister is blonde. I believed in God aggressively, we had a special bond. Then I went under the water while Paul prayed words over me. He said I'd do big things, I wish that he had lived to see the pain it took to tear away the insecurities. No sex before no fantasy, and this teenage purity. your only story. You'll have others to tell. Show me images of heaven. You showed me the angel before you fell. And I can see you're here with me, standing in your suede and after shaving. You got the power I need. Have you got the power to kill? And this is not a hidden message. It's coming strong and coming clear. And I am not the only listener. Fear is spreading out from ear to ear. And I can see you're here with me, complaining of your chronic spinal pain. And you've got the power I need. Have you got the power to give? And it was strong during the nighttime. The daylight always hid the mystery. And you were always moving in the evening, and the morning always moved away from me. And I can see you're here with me, standing in your suede and after shaving. You've got the power I need. Have you got the power to give? You've got the power I need. Have you got the power to give? Give me something I can see. Let me turn this back around, bring you back to me. Love it always takes so long, leaves you frozen and alone, frozen and alone. Oh, you're running out of time. There's change gonna come, and we don't know when. You're busy changing your hairstyle. Give me words that I can sing. I would never let it go. I'd never ask again. Kneel and tears are holding hands. They told me everything I can and must not ever do. Oh, you're running out of time. Not even months. This hunger is strong. You're busy changing your hairstyle. Give me something I can hold, and I would never let it go. I'd never ask again. And if it falls apart from me, you'd never hear from me again. 'Cause I tried to be